Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about manicures, a little bit about why I changed mine so often, as well as how you can preserve your manicure and keep it lasting long and strong for quite some time. First, let's go into why do I change my manicure so often? Well, let me show you a great example of why I need to change my manicure again. The first reason is extensions or enhancements that just decide to pop off while you're doing your thing. So you be living your life and all of a sudden, bam, you're out a nail. Well, that's no fun. And neither is this chipping kind of stuff, or as you can see here, mega lifting going on. That's no good either. Oh yeah, great. So when you don't cap your tips, this is what happens, especially if you are a hand washing dish person like myself. I practice mindfulness, and when you're in that state of being, you really appreciate everything in the moment. And when you're washing those dishes, feeling that nice warm water and smelling that soap smell, and just you're fully encapsulated in the feelings and the textures, and it can be a very beautiful thing. Otherwise, it's pretty boring and terrible, probably to most people, but I enjoy it. And I also enjoy gardening, so I just go out there and get my hands in the dirt, and I'm digging around and love it, and then all of a sudden my nails are full of dirt, and I gotta clean them out, and life stuff. So I don't wear gloves. First sin of nails and having great nails. I definitely don't wear garden gloves, and I definitely don't wear dish gloves. I don't like that feeling. And as far as garden gloves, I'd rather just dig around in the dirt and feel myself. I don't really like that extra layer in between me and reality. So I'm not a glove person. So I also don't always cap my nails, but if you do, your manis will last so long. If I really love a color, I will go ahead and cap them. And another great way to keep these manis going is you can add a top coat every time you are about to go into the water. So a pool, taking a bath, a shower, jacuzzi, hot tub, sauna, you go to the water park with kids, whatever you're doing, dishes, this is like anything water. Your nails, they naturally have this curve, kind of a C curve. And some people's are less strong than others, even certain nails maybe less than others. But when you go and get in the water, these flatten out a bit. They kind of rise up and flatten out a bit. And you can imagine the edges of that polish don't really like that. So if you go in and seal in those edges, and of course the whole top, with a top coat, and you just kind of do your normal top coat and you cap it with the top coat before any waterworks kind of activities, that will save your mani so long. I've kept manicures for over a week that way. It is one of my favorite tips and tricks. Again, I don't always do it myself. It can be kind of tedious to remember to top coat up every time you're going to wash your hands, say, you know what I mean? So maybe not every single time, but if you're submerged for a long period of time, I'm saying, that would be a good idea. And another one is grease. So anything that's oily, greasy, moisturizing kind of thing, that will be moisturizing your nail plate underneath that polish, and it can make it very likely that it will lift, chip, have some problems. And one way you can kind of keep that from happening is also that capping trick. If you are doing a wash day or doing your hair or even cooking in the kitchen, like slicing up some meat, anything that might be a little greasy or, oily, even just putting in some essential oils to a diffuser, you could get some on yourself. Anything like that, it's possible that there will be lifting because it will go right underneath the polish, and that is why I'm having lifting, at least with this manicure. So that capping trick really is the best. And I do have a specific top coat because you're probably asking yourself, oh my gosh, this lady's telling me to put a top coat on every time I'm going into the water. Well, that's going to be a lot of top coats, especially if I'm keeping that manicure around for a while. I'm not telling you to put on a super thick glossy top coat or, any of the thicker stuff. Specifically, there's one brand that I really like for multi-application, building up, and creating that extra shield. And that is this Rock top coat. You can get this at Sally's Beauty Supply. And this stuff is amazing because it is so thin. I like to use this as a top coat for just a plain nail, kind of like a nail protectant or nail hardener. This stuff is awesome. And because of the liquidy kind of texture to it, it like glides on and you don't have that bulk. You know what I mean? You don't get that really thick, glossy nail top coat. You just get the gloss without the thick. And that's a really good one for that stuff because when you keep building it up and building it up, if you do have like a super thick polymer type of top coat, you're talking like it's gonna build up. So this is a really great one for that. As you can see, I'm almost out of this one, but that's a really good one. And if you take care of your cuticles first, which again, I don't always do, you can see that this is kind of up against it. If you leave a little bit of room, then your top coat will actually adhere to your nail rather than trying to adhere up against skin. And will also have a lot less likelihood from having some peeling this way. Sometimes you get a peel that starts up here and kind of on the side, and you're like, well, how in the world does that happen? And that's kind of one of the things I've noticed for myself. I've been doing so many cuticle creams now. I'm like so addicted to the cuticle cream. So now I'm seeing that, yeah, it does kind of like peel from the sides if you're not careful, which I'm really not. I'm getting better, but even still, I could go a little bit down rather than so close up here to the cuticle. Pushing your cuticles back actually proper before you do the manicure always helps. When I do it every single day, I don't necessarily take every manicure step. That's what I'll tell you. So that's why mine do not last very long, because I just don't mind doing them every day or every other day or however long they end up lasting me according to how I apply it. Sometimes it has nothing to do with the polish quality or even the top coat or anything else. Sometimes the error is within the user, and that's okay. So this is another manicure down and gone for the month of August, and I'll be moving on to something else. So if you like these kinds of videos, I should have more nail content coming. Go ahead and like this video if you like these kinds of tips and tricks. If you want more of this kind of content, you could subscribe to my channel. If you hit the notification bell, you'll never miss an upload. And until next time, thanks for hanging with me.